things that unnaturally perpetuate any bug or species. People, you've heard the stories of people bringing certain animals that were not indigenous onto islands and things like that, and then the islands being run over with snakes or things like that, and then they have to bring, or rats, and they have to bring snakes on to kill the rats, and people mess with the actual ecosystem that's going on there. Well, yes, humans can get involved, but outside of that, there is a purpose, whether you believe it or not, the way even the worm tills the soil and brings nutrients, and every little thing has its purpose. I think the human element is, well, if I don't understand it or it doesn't affect me directly, then it's not a big deal. Go ahead and kill it. But you'd be incredibly surprised about every little spider in your home, every little bug, every little ant, as to what they do on the microscopic level that helps you in your day-to-day level, keeping the system going. And
that's the mother-in-law, right?
What's that? You think it's out at your mother-in-law?
No, I just wanted to be funny. Thanks for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. I think it's a fantastic question. I think if you dove into it nose first, I think within a week, not only would you be an expert, but you'd probably be fascinated by how much these tiny little creatures play a part.
I'd probably start people for the efficacy of mosquitoes, huh?
Yeah, you know what's funny? If you ever get the opportunity, you are in Southern California, and you ever get the opportunity to go to California Adventure, one of the Disney theme parks, they have a theater there called the Bugs Life Theater. It's a Bugs Life Theater, and it's a very cute 3D experience about being a bug and explaining the importance of bugs in the human world. And it's very sweet, and it gives you the impression that you're going underground and into their world. But it's a really neat way of, kind of bugs giving their side of the story. And you'd be surprised just how...
I'd have to tell my stopping away, huh?
Yeah, that might be, that actually comes up during the presentation. That might be a good idea to get rid of in an arena like that, or that setting. It seems, and the question's really wonderful for many reasons. One, it's good to know that the world in which was created around you and the beauty of the world has many, many parts. And it's very easy as a human and someone who's at a superior level in that chain to feel like there's a lot that's unnecessary. And you have to think of it, I guess, like a leader with minions, that everyone has their purpose and their place. If you're talking about chess, there's the pawns, but they have their purpose as well. Everything does its part, and that's why the respect of animals and even insects become very important, because they do have their purpose. They're not just an accident or some sort of, oops, well, I don't know, I had some leftover, animation group, and I made the cockroach. They all have a very, very specific purpose, and you'd be surprised how once that layer was gone, another layer would become more aggressive towards another animal or insect, and it would create a huge wave in the ecosystem. And these things are so important. That's why you hear people wanting to protect a particular animal or area. I know that it's really easy to just yell political slogans and think, oh, well, it's got to be this group or that group. Think about it. Sometimes it can be sheer manipulation. There are groups out there that would love to manipulate you and pull your heartstrings rather than actually intellectually give you an argument for something. But at least be fair and take the time to think about it and say, how does this affect the world? God made this, or God produced this opportunity of this plant or this area. What does it mean, and what would it mean if we got rid of it? How does it affect things around you? And I think being a good steward, as it says in Scripture, being a good steward of the earth and the animals and around you, that's part of it. I just realized that when it comes to the bugs, They can be kind of icky, and they're not always the most precious little creatures by design. They have purpose. They have hard shells. A lot of them are little warriors and are workers day in and day out, and constantly are wearing their little hard hats, and it can be a little creepy. They do have a purpose, and there's a balance in all those things, and you'd be surprised when you start knocking that balance around how many problems there are. It's just like every star in the sky. Every star has its purpose. Every star was hung with a purpose. Everything is so precise on this planet that when people tell you, "Wow, this just happened," it was like a celestial burp, and it just kind of came into play, and no rhyme, no reason. It's absurd, because the specificity in which everything was designed and the necessity of each and every living thing in its context and in its place really shows otherwise. It shows that there is great design and purpose to all these things. And before you get rid of something that's a nuisance to you, just remember that by getting rid of that nuisance, you might have created a greater nuisance beyond your imagination. You are listening to the Jesus Christ Show. To ask your question, dial 800-520-1534.
Home prices and home equity are at all-time highs, but that won't last forever. Before the Fed hikes rates again, and they said they will, convert your home equity to cash, pay off high-interest debt, or create a safety net for the unexpected with a strong home equity loan. HELOC or cash refi. A strong home mortgage can close in as little as 21 days. Call 1-800-CASH-OUT or visit 1-800-CASH-OUT.com. 1-800-CASH-OUT. Your equity unleashed.
Strong Home Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 1675638. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California financing law license regulated by DFCI. Loan subject to qualification. Equal housing lender.
A mortgage refinance might be the smartest move you make all year. It could save you thousands in interest, maybe help pay your loan off sooner, even allow you to access cash. But to really capitalize on a mortgage refinance, you must be sure you're choosing the right loan with the right lender. That's why I recommend American Financing, America's home for home loans. For over 20 years, they've been an industry leader, offering competitive rates, low monthly payments, and custom terms without ever charging upfront or hidden fees. It's a no-pressure experience that's focused on you, and it just takes a 10-minute call to get started. You'll get a free mortgage review where you'll learn about ways to save up to $1,000 a month. And if you start soon, you can skip 2 payments, but only by calling American Financing 866-615-9200. That's 866-615-9200, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Right now, you can get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Or if you still want unlimited data, you can get that and still save a fortune. So make the switch and get the same coverage as the big guys, but at half the price. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say, switch now. And you'll save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 and say, switch now. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Pure Talk.
Checking KFI traffic, we do have a crash in the Pomona area. 10 westbound of Fairfax, that's blocking the right shoulder. Still have a work zone in West Covina on the 10 westbound between Citrus and Glendora Avenue. 3 left lanes toned out there until 11 p.m. Now look out Monterey Park on the 10 westbound at New Avenue. Crash there along the right shoulder. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Weiss.
There must be some way out of here. Send a joker to the beat. There's so much confusion, I can't get no relief. businessmen, they drink my wine. Proud men dig my earth. None of them along the line know what any of it is worth. No, 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 no.
It is the Jesus Christ Show. I am your holy host. Happy to be with you this Sunday, as I am with you every single Sunday, right here, answering your questions and talking about things that truly matter in life, and of course the afterlife. I encourage you to be bold and brave and go to the phone with your theology question or life situation question anywhere in the U.S. of A. Dial 800-520-1534. That's 800-520-1534. Mike, welcome to the Jesus Christ Show.
Good morning, Jesus.
Hi, Mike.
I understand the fear of God that you're talking, the awe, holding in awe and so forth. What I'm having trouble with is the jealousy of God. In Numbers 11, people out in the wilderness were asking for meat. God gave them quail and gave them so much that some of them got sick and caused them to die. And my translation says because he was a jealous God. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, the concept of jealous God, as we spoke about earlier, dealing with fear, the same thing fits in here in a lot of ways, Mike, and that is that the words that you use for a human that might be wrong, it's not good for a human to be jealous, but aren't bad for God, because God, in the concept of jealousy, is righteous. For instance, if you were to take your property and do whatever you want with it, that's one thing. It's yours. If someone else was to come in and take your property and to do something with it, that would be wrong. It'd be stealing. Yet it's the same act, but depending on the person that does it, it changes the meaning of the act or the purpose of the act or what have you. So, Mike, in the concept of God being a jealous God, it really deals with righteousness, and that everything God does is perfect. Therefore, when anyone strays outside of that, or if God gets jealous of somebody putting their eyes on another god, a false god or an idol of any kind, then what's being lost there is the communion with God. And therefore, it is righteous for God to be jealous. It is righteous for God to be jealous. It's not the same type of jealousy, the green-eyed monster that humans deal with. It's much different. It is the concept of a righteous God saying, you should have done this, or you should react this way, or you should love me. That's not, a crazed, jealous guy because the woman's not returning his calls, or these types of things. That it's not that kind of concept. The jealousy comes from perfection and the perfection of God and the desire for man to do the will of God. When any time man strays from that, then yes, God will react in a way in which is referred to as jealousy, but not the same type of jealousy that man goes through. So it gets a little strange. The language, when you are in academia and you deal with formal debate, one of the first things you do on a debate platform is, even prior to even going out and standing behind the podium, is define your terms. So whoever you're debating, you define your terms because they have to be defined in the context of each understanding. Because if some person, a great example of this is when two people get up and say the same thing. This happens in religion as well. There are those that will proclaim Christianity, and they aren't Christian by the definition of tradition. So it's not, or their doctrine or what have you. And they'll make the same claims, and people, sometimes these people come knocking on your door on the weekends, and you open the door, and they're saying the same things you say. You're going, okay, so we believe the same thing. No, it's something completely different. Likewise, when you read Scripture, you have to understand that you have to define those terms and understand that as God says these things, they're much different than the jealousy that you might experience. So if you went into a concordance and you did word studies, it might break down the word better for you to understand it in context. But ultimately, that which is righteously God's is not only the planet, but everything in it, including man and the hearts of man. So when anyone rejects God or the relationship with God, then it becomes an issue based on jealousy. God's jealousy being righteous, your jealousy not righteous. You are listening to the Jesus Christ Show. To ask your question, dial 800-520-1534.
Your own personal.
Whether you love us, hate us, or haven't made up your mind, we're glad you're here.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
A rapper fatally shot. I'm Danielle Amoto live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Rapper Snoopy Blue has been shot and killed in L.A. The shooting happened around 1:30 yesterday morning on South Central Avenue. Snoopy Blue was found dead inside a car. At least 15 people killed and 9 others critically injured during a mass shooting at a bar in Johannesburg, Soweto Township. South Africa police are investigating reports a group of men armed with rifles and pistols entered the bar and began randomly shooting customers Sunday just after midnight. 3 people are dead and 4 others are seriously injured after a fiery crash in Orange. Saturday morning, police saw a Nissan Altima speeding and began to follow, but the Altima took off recklessly and police did not pursue. The driver of the Altima later lost control of the car and crashed in an intersection where it caught fire. All 7 people inside the car were ejected when the car crashed. A boy, a girl, and a 26-year-old man died at the scene. The 4 passengers, including 2 children, are in critical condition at the hospital. Police are investigating to see if the crash was related to a street takeover. The LAPD is investigating an arrest in Hollywood. Video of the arrest appears to show an LAPD officer kicking a handcuffed man in the head. This happened last Sunday around 7:15 in the evening when officers responded to reports of a battery suspect at a marijuana dispensary on Cahuenga Boulevard. Police say several separate use of force incidents occurred while taking the suspect into custody. A second man became involved when he tried to free the first suspect from police. A bystander provided cell phone video of a portion of the incident showing what could have been an officer's boot striking the suspect's head. President Biden is going to the Middle East. ABC's Alex Tressa says Biden will stop in Israel and Saudi Arabia.
Next week's trip is about resettling relationships and mending fences. The U.S. will look to reassure allies in the region, but the timing of this also stands out. Gas prices around the world have hit new highs due in part to the war in Ukraine.
The U.S. will look to reassure allies in the region and get help for the high gas prices. Election officials in L.A. County have received more than 700,000 signatures to recall District Attorney George Gascon. Nearly 567,000 signatures need to be verified to force a recall election. Since taking office last December, Gascon has issued several directives, including a rule against seeking the death penalty and a ban on moving juveniles to adult court. The Registrar Recorder County Clerk's Office is now working on reviewing and verifying recall signatures. Now headed out to Burbank, where there is some road work happening on the 134.
It's going to be on the westbound side of 134 from Hollywood Way to the 170. They have the 2 left lanes toned off. That's going to go until 9 a.m. Look out in the Laguna Hills area, 5 northbound of Alicia Parkway. It'll crash here, blocking the right lane. And we do have some road work in the West Covina area, 10 westbound between Citrus and Glendora Avenue. 3 left lanes coned off until 11 p.m. Crash in Pomona on the 10 westbound at Fairplex. That's along the right shoulder. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Weiss.
The Pod Meets World podcast takes you back in time to 1993 for the ultimate Boy Meets World rewatch. Join original cast members Danielle Fishel, Will Friedle, and Ryder Strong as they relive every episode, sharing memories, behind-the-scenes info, and more.
None of us have seen an episode since it aired back in the 90s, so we'll be witnessing our middle-part haircuts, hooded t-shirts, and teenage overacting for basically the first time right along with you.
Listen to Pod Meets World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When interest rates rise, credit card debt gets more expensive. Make sure you're doing what you can to pay it off faster, especially during these times. You can learn more in as little as 10 minutes when you call American Financing, America's home for home loans, where the process starts with a free mortgage review. No pressure, no obligation, no upfront or hidden fees. Just a simple conversation around the benefits of a cash-out refinance. So you can learn about custom options that can help you secure a lower rate, spend less on interest, and pay your balance off faster. It could mean savings up to $1,000 a month, and even more long-term. So why not learn more? If you like what you hear, you could skip 2 payments and may close in as fast as 10 days when you call American Financing, 866-615-9200. That's 866-615-9200, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Right now, you can get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Or if you still want unlimited data, you can get that and still save a fortune. So make the switch and get the same coverage as the big guys, but at half the price. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say, switch now. And you'll save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 and say, switch now. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Pure Talk.
Mark your calendars. The Los Angeles Times brings you Eat, See, Hear, presented by Showtime. LA's traveling outdoor cinema series features delicious eats from local food trucks and live music performances. It's fun for the whole family. For dates and details, visit eatseehear.com.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone. Adults, teens, millennials. But it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? Visit iHeartAdvertising.com and get AM/FM working for you. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Home prices and home equity are at all-time highs, but that won't last forever. Before the Fed hikes rates again, and they said they will, convert your home equity to cash, pay off high-interest debt, or create a safety net for the unexpected with a strong home equity loan, HELOC, or cash-out refi. And Strong Home Mortgage can close in as little as 21 days. Call 1-800-CASH-OUT or visit 1-800-CASH-OUT.com. 1-800-CASH-OUT. Your equity unleashed.
Strong Home Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 1675638. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California financing law license regulated by DFCI. Loans subject to qualification. Equal housing lender.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code BLESSED for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code BLESS. Use code BLESSED for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Tap back no available gas in New Jersey, Wisconsin. One of the biggest rivalries in all of sports is coming to Los Angeles. Visit Dodger Stadium when the San Francisco Giants come for a 4-game series beginning Thursday, July 21st through Sunday, July 24th. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? Then shop at Ralph's. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Ralph's app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Chef Fabio Viviani has arrived! And now, the top 7 reasons to visit the marketplace at Morongo. Number 7.
Prime Cuts is open. Steakhouse meats and Brazilian churrasco.
Number 6.
Pescado is open. Try the pizza tower and oysters on the house.
Number 5.
The Chiru is open.
Number 4.
Pork and Waffles is open. The best barbecue this side of the Mississippi.
Number 3.
Mercado Central is open. It's unrivaled, innovative Italian fare.
Number 2.
Sweet Things is open. Sweet treats for the biggest sweet treats.
And the number 1 reason to go to the marketplace at Morongo.
The marketplace is open. It's an elevated, all-you-can-eat casino dining experience you've got to try today. The marketplace is open.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
Why won't a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the smell good plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unstop my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The smell good plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like up front and everything. I just called a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99. Call us, 1-800-446-MIKE.
Contractor license number 399179.
Southline weather from KFI. Sunny and warm in Metro LA and Inland OC. Highs in the upper 80s. A few degrees cooler tomorrow, with similar temperatures through the rest of the week. Sunny and hot in the valleys and Inland Empire. Highs in the valleys in the low 90s and the IE upper 90s. And the peak of the heat today will be around 3 in the afternoon. By the end of the week, we could return to the 100 mark out there. Beaches cloudy this morning, but sunny and windy later. Highs in the low to mid 70s. Right now it is 64 degrees in Pomona, 63 in Anaheim, 64 degrees in Canoga Park, and 66 degrees in Rancho Cucamonga. We lead locals live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jane Yamamoto.
Over 2,000 years ago, I walked this earth. Teaching, healing, inspiring, and preparing to make the ultimate sacrifice. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. What if today you and I could talk, voice to voice, and you could ask me anything? You are listening to The Jesus Christ Show. Happy to be with you this Sunday, as I'm with you every single Sunday. Right here, answering your questions and talking about things that truly matter in life. And of course, the afterlife. I encourage you to be bold and brave. Go to the phone with your theology question and life situation question. Anywhere in the U.S. of A. Dial 800-520-1534. 800-520-1534. Tim, welcome to the Jesus Christ Show.
Hello, Jesus Christ. How are you?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
Okay. I'm calling today to ask about why, really, in my situation, so many tragedies and bad events seem to happen constantly. And it would be from, I have a whole list, but I'll just, from the loss of my two brothers, to my daughter being burned in an accident, to automobile accidents, to health issues. It seems like it's just never ending. Now, some people, I think, would say, why, maybe blame it on God. We don't do that. We try to draw our strength from God and get closer to God. So there's just been so many bad things that have happened, and they constantly happen. Now, when I spoke with my minister about it, he came over and blessed the house and asked if anyone in the family ever practiced satanic worship. And I just wanted to get your comments on it because, like I said, it seems like there's something bad always happening around every corner.
Well, and not to speak for your minister because you spent much more time with him than you're spending with me this morning, but I will say that there's nothing in Scripture that says, that promises you a rose garden. Okay? Things are going to take place in life. Ugly things. Death will take place in life. As a matter of fact, that's one that you knew was going to happen. Now, at the time, the assumption is, everybody assumes that you're going to have at least 70 years on this planet. But the assumption there is wrong. No one knows how long you're going to have. So when it comes to each individual thing that you list and you talk about those, well, there's some that we're going to be able to point at and say, this was neglect or negligence, this was, whatever. And then either on your part or someone else's part. And there's going to be things that just happen. So the scriptural point of view is that there is never ever a promise that you won't experience the ugly things in life, ever. What Scripture does say in James 1, verse 2, it says, consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials. Now, it doesn't say specific trials, it says various trials. The Christian can't help but experience trials. They're going to experience the same things that everyone else is. Hopefully, you get your will in tune with the will of God, and you can sidestep a couple of the ones that people step into by their own making. But life is going to go on. People are going to make decisions. You can be a great driver, but a bad driver can hit you. All kinds of variables that can take place. So the Christian mindset should not be about whether they're in trials or not. You should always check yourself when trials are occurring to refocus and make sure. And I think that's what the minister was doing, saying, is there anything that you're bringing into this house that might be exacerbating life as most humans deal with it, or is there something like that? But ultimately, things will happen to the Christian, to the non-Christian life. The difference there is how you deal with it. That's what you can control. A lot of times the things that you're talking about, you can't control. So you have to focus on those things which you do play a part in, and that is really, as bizarre as it sounds, finding the joy in the situation or coming through it. Because every trial that you come through, Tim, you become stronger. The family becomes stronger. The understanding of the world becomes better. These things can only come through this type of adversity. It's not that God's placing them there. It's that they're being allowed because that's the way this world works. And the Christian is going to be in this world for this however amount of time that you're here. And you're going to have to deal with it like a Christian, no matter if it's good or bad.
I understand, and we do that, and we really draw on our faith, and God is number one for us. It's just that some of these things are so bizarre,
like when the man was driving the pickup truck, and he didn't know why he swerved off the road and smashed into my son. You know, he had no idea. And I've seen many instances where people have died in front of my eyes, either freak accidents or, and you know, I wonder if there's a message there. So we just pray about it every day, and we try to stay strong in God, and we know that He'll get us through these challenges. So you have a great show, and I do appreciate you speaking with me today.
Tim, it's my pleasure. I'm always saddened to hear about family members in pain under things like this. And I know that you're searching for a why, and there's not always going to be an answer to that. Not here, not now. Your attitude does sound like it's the proper attitude. When people say things like that, I don't know why I did. You know, you don't know what's going through their mind. You don't know if they'll even tell you if they did know what was going through their mind. But it's not about finding answers. It's about protecting your family the best way you can without making them, you know, mutants by hiding them in a closet. So you do